Would you set sail all alone on a simple ship with no company except for a little animal in the vast sea for, I don't know?
Money!
Because I would, and that's why we are here in the Sea of Thieves, trying to collect everything that could be worth even a penny, while every kind of foul beast could swim below our decks. Like every other adventure, we start out on an outpost, a big island where a lot of traders can be found. But, most importantly, here we can gather some resources like planks and cannonballs, so we go around the isle with our little box and we try to stash as much as possible, because it's free and we spend nothing by taking it. Then we go to the Merchants Alliance, where we can find the Lady Capitalism that can give us some quests. So we go on our ship and we start preparing it. We raise the anchor and we set the sails, but most importantly we turn off all the lights, because the sea is full of bad pirates that want to get our loot. So even if we have nothing right now, we can turn off all the lights, so pirates will have a harder time spotting us at night. And since we are starting our voyage at nighttime, it's quite magical, as you can see a storm brewing in the distance that will probably end our ship's life pretty soon. But no fear, we are proud merchants, so we have to deliver stuff from point A to point B in the most repetitive way possible. This quest in particular is about taking 4 items from Derek, who lives on the finest trading post, which is a small little island, and with the new powers added in the updates of Sea of Thieves, we can now travel with our ship underwater, which is nonsense if you think about it, because it's a ship and it should not be underwater, when one of the main objectives of the game is to not be sunk. So we are actually sinking ourselves just to travel faster. And then, with the magic of some loading screens, well, of course, I mean the magic of, I don't know, mermaids or something like that, no loading screens involved, we reappear with all the might of our ship and we start climbing out as we breach the waves and we get out in the real world once again. So this little thing, this little update gets us to our location pretty fast, so we can just start packing up the sails so we don't smash into the island. Trading posts are quite small posts where something like 2 or 3 people reside on, and most of them are the Hunter's Call representatives, which is one of the factions of the Sea of Thieves. The one that I like the most, where you just have to fish and fish and fish and deliver fish. So over here we have to take crates from Derek, and as we scrape our little boat on a huge rock, we are free to land on the isle. As we approach, Derek will start to give us his crates, which can be cloth, bottles or plants. Every type of product has its own requirements to keep it safe and to net us the most gold. Plants must be watered, cloth must be kept dry, and plants must not be broken, so you don't have to jump with them on your hands. The best thing you can do is stack them in a single spot and then get aboard of your ship, which is equipped with harpoons. And harpoons are used to get loot on your ship, so you can shoot them and get them aboard in a pretty easily manner. Now, our destination is Port Merrick, which is the outpost we started on, so we have to get from here to there. We can plot our route on the map that you can find below deck, which is pretty simple. You just have to circle your destination and then hope that you can go in a straight line without getting yourself lost in the whole sea. But the map is pretty clear about it. You just have to zoom a little bit to show the names of the isles. So if you're a veteran, you just have to use your, I don't know, imagination, because you know every isle that resides in the Sea of Thieves. Now we can see where we have to bring them on the tiny piece of paper that is within our package. You can see where you have to deliver them. But it seems that the sea has turned black. This means that some silly creature is trying to get us. In this occasion, we can meet the Kraken, which is this silly little beast with a lot of tentacles, and we have to try to shoot it in every way possible, and it can break our ship. So one of the funniest things you can do while a big giant tentacle monster is trying to destroy your ship is try to fix it all by yourself, because you're all alone, because you have no friends and nobody likes to travel with you and to do merchant quests. So you have to bail water all by yourself, you have to repair it all by yourself, and you have to start shooting and blasting this beast all by yourself. You still have to repair it because it keeps damaging the ship, but the most important thing you have to do is start shooting and blasting it even more. After some, I don't know, 3 or 4 shots, a tentacle will fall, and after a little bit, after destroying 3 tentacles, the Kraken will leave you all alone, and you can reap your rewards, because it leaves behind some loot. It leaves some meat, some chests, and I don't know, random rewards. Now, one of the best things you can do is start cooking your meat. So while your ship is actively sinking, you can get the water out, and then you can go around your ship with a piece of Kraken on your hands and put it on a pan, and waiting and listening. Well, that was not intended. And listening to the sweet noise it makes while it cooks, without oil and without anything. Now we're headed for the storm, which is kinda not good. It doesn't destroy your ship, but it's annoying to travel in, so we can adjust our route and we can travel a little bit more just to run around it and still reach our destination, because the game does not care how you reach it. The only important thing is that you get there and you can deliver all the goods. Now, while our ship is being actively destroyed by the storm, we have to check our cooking needs, because our Kraken can get burned, and as you can see, the storm starts turning your ship alone by itself, and it also shoots some lightning bolts that can set your ship on fire. While it rains, your ship will get soaked and will start filling up with water even if there are no holes on it. So as you can see, our compass is just, I don't know, running around freely while we try to keep our ship still and try to head in the same direction we were headed before. While thunderbolts miss our ship, we go below deck and we check out our cooking, because our Kraken is right now cooked perfectly, so we can sell it to the Hunter's Call, which is that little faction that I mentioned before. We'll see about that later in the episode. Right now we must be focused, because we're getting out of the storm and we still have to get to Port Merrick. So right now it's pretty close to us, we are not that far away, and our parrot just escaped this cage. So you can have animals on your ship that keep you some company. You can have parrots, monkeys, dogs, cats, and I don't know if they added something more, but when I played the game, that's what you had. Back in my days, you only had parrots and dogs. These young guns keep getting all the best stuff. So you can play tunes and your animal will start dancing around while you can see that you are crashing your ship on a huge rock. So while you turn around the rock, you can, I don't know, start getting your stuff ready to deliver, because in this voyage we had just 4 crates, but you can find quests and missions that are way longer than this. Missions like this usually take something like 20 to 30 minutes. You just have to pick stuff up from one place and you have to deliver it to some other place. But sometimes you can get quests that, I don't know, give you 6 items to deliver or more. So you better be prepared with times. Because when you are getting ready to deliver stuff, you're not safe either. While you deliver stuff, you're not safe either. While you have stuff on your boat, you're not safe because some pesky little pirates might be lurking around your ship and start to blast you as you deliver stuff. Somebody might be getting on your ship, you won't even notice it, and he will start stealing all your stuff. But this time we were pretty lucky, we just met that silly tentacle beast, and as you can see, we are pretty close to our destination. While you play, you'll get used to where your traders are, so you'll know where the merchant is on the isle, where the gold orders are on the isle, or where whoever you need is on the outpost. I don't know Port Merrick because it didn't exist the last time I played, so I have to run around it a little bit just to find the trading company I have to look for. We have to deliver our stuff to the Merchants Alliance Lady Capitalism, which is the one we met in the beginning of this episode. So it was a pretty straightforward quest. Get on point B, pick up stuff, and deliver it from point A. Pretty simple and easy, and that's why I like to play as a merchant in these games, because you just travel around the world, and with the occasional Kraken or Megalodon fight, you are pretty safe. You usually don't meet up with other PvPers around, and you still get the best of the money, because Merchants Alliance, if I have to say, gives you a lot of coins. As we get closer and closer to the outpost, we have to start to pack up our sails, because you have to slow down if you want to stop in the perfect spot just to deliver your items. You could also just drop your anchor, but a lot of players do not recommend it, because if something had to happen, you would be so slow picking it back up that you won't be able to make a fast start. So if somebody's coming to get your stuff and you just have to drop your sails, you are ready to go when you want. When you have to pick up your anchor back up from the sea, you are much slower. So right now we have to deliver plants, bottles and cloth. So we have to find a way that doesn't make the cloth wet, that doesn't break the bottles, and we don't care about the plants, so you can deliver it as you want. So right now we can use our ship to point it on the closest spot of the outpost, so we can use the front of the ship to get over there without getting in the sea. So the cloth is the first thing we deliver, and as you can see, it has some spots on it, which means that sitting in the storm for some time made it a little bit wet, but this little wetness should not ruin it, so we'll get most of the gold anyway. And as we deliver it, we get our payment, which is 1650 coins. Usually in these quests, the items will have the same value, so we dropped our cloth for that kind of money, and now the plants will sell for the same amount of money. So also the bottles will be sold for 1600 gold coins. So for a little voyage like this that took around 20 minutes, it's not a little bit of money. You could have some more, for sure, if you were to pick one of the longest voyages, and if you had an emissary flag, which is something we'll see in other videos, because I'm pretty scared of emissaries, because you get your spot on the map and everybody will be able to see you and everybody will be able to get your money. So as a solo player, I try to lay a little low and play my tiny little merchant lifestyle. As you can see, I'm level 51 with the Merchant Alliance, so I've been playing the game for a little bit on and off, and that's the level I got. So we have a long way ahead of us to reach the final level of the Alliance. When we got the Kraken, we found these treasures in its body. So we have our skull, which can be sold to the Order of Souls. We had a crate, which can be sold to the Gold Orders. And we had the Kraken, that we sold to the Sovereign, which is a jack of all trades trader system. So you can use it to sell stuff for every kind of other trading company. Right now we could do another quest, and this is one of the best quests you could have. In this type of quests you are required to fetch some animals from islands, so let's dive straight into the ocean, as it's now something everybody can do, and let's wait. Let's travel under the water, let's admire the details, the love and passion that, I don't know, the sea has to offer to us. But then let's get ready to climb straight out of the ocean, because we have to get animals. We have to get 2 pigs and 2 chickens. And trust me, this is the best kind of quest you could have. You have to get some crates, some simple animal cages, and catch animals on an island. When the game first launched, this was the only... These and the delivery quest were the only 2 types of quests that you could have from the Merchant Alliance. So you could find every single player in the game running around with cages in his hands and trying to fetch chickens, trying to catch pigs, and trying to catch snakes, because those are the animals that you can find on islands. You can find chickens, pigs and snakes, and every one of them has its own rules. Chickens are pretty chill. You just get them and put them in a cage and they just sit there. They accept their fate. They stand there. Pigs must be fed because they start to squeal, and that's when you know that you have to feed them, because otherwise they will die. And snakes start spitting poison at you. So as you can see, as we park our ship in a pretty perfect manner, we can find on this island the crates that we need. So we have to get a black-coated pig, 2 red speckled chickens, and a pink bristled pig. We can even find robots on islands, so you can steal stuff from those, or you can hook them to the back of your ship. Right now I don't care about robots. My mission is to get chickens and pigs. As you can see, those are the animals that you find on the isle. So we're running around with a crate on our hands to catch some chickens, red speckled chickens. And if you are new to the game, you just have to go around and see what kind of chicken you have in front of you, because nothing will tell you its name if not getting close to it. So these are the ones that we need. Chickens are pretty fast, so when you're trying to catch them, they will try to outmaneuver you like jet fighters in the sky. It's something incredible. Now that we got our first chicken, you can see that it's quite squirming around in its cage, but with a little bit of time it just stays there. It makes no fuss about it. So now we have to get its friend. We have to get another red speckled chicken. And as we saw before, we met them on top of the island. So we have to climb up back again. Animals will have randomic spawns on islands, but you should know that only some islands can spawn some animals. Like for example, this island seems to spawn chickens and pigs, so we might not find snakes on it. Some other island might spawn pigs and snakes. Some other island might spawn chickens and pigs. So you should be aware that if you need to travel around the world finding animals, only some islands have the animals you need. So you might be running around for some times trying to find the last chicken or the last snake you need to get for your quest. But it looks like that with last updates you get sent straight on the island you need. Because right now we needed to find chickens and pigs, and we are on an island that spawns chickens and pigs. So it might be a little easier right now. Now we have to catch our pigs. We need a pink pig and a black pig. So as we saw before, they were chilling on the beach, so we just go around and catch them. Pigs are quite simple to have, they just don't make any noise, they stay there, you get them in your cage. And the only thing you have to care about is when they start squealing, which they take sometimes, I guess, a day, yeah, a Sea of Thieves day, and they start squealing because they need to be fed. That's when you have to give them fruit. You can give them bananas, mangoes, pomegranates, coconuts. I would just give them bananas because they are the cheapest ones you can find, so they can be happy with their bananas. So that's the last pig we need to find, and we just need to catch it and bring it to the same merchant as before, because they want animals. So you can catch it if it allows him to. But right now you might be wondering what happens if you had other ideas for the animals. Like, what would happen if I had to shoot some chickens? Well, you can find out that when you shoot chickens, not in this case because it looks like I'm missing all my shots, so it does not take 4 shots to get a chicken. It only takes 1. Chickens, pigs and snake just require 1 single shot. I don't know why I was missing so much, because as you can see with this other one that's standing still, 1 simple shot does the job. And they drop their meat. Chickens, pigs and snake meat, which can be cooked just like kraken and shark meat, and can be sold to the Hunter's Call Trading Company. So it's pretty good if you have to get your early achievements, because you have to sell all kinds of meat to them. Or if you want, you can use it to heal yourself, because cooked meat can heal you. Right now we can park our friendly animals on the same spot of the beach, and we can start harpooning them on the ship, because it's one of the less stressful things you can do to an animal. Then pick it up with some kind of spear gun and put it on your ship. So chickens and pigs will stay on our dock for some time while we find out where we have to deliver them. I would suggest to get pigs and chickens in different places, because when pigs start squealing, you should feed them fast, so you just go around and feed them. If you have them with other animals, you might misclick them and they will starve on you, and it's not pretty nice, because you have to find them back again and it will lose your time. So right now I'm cooking those chicken friends while they are on my ship, and we can adjust our route to get to the destination required. We have to bring them to another outpost. Usually you have to bring them to outposts. As we get our boat ready to set sail for the outpost, we can go below deck and check our chicken and how it's cooking, because one of the worst things a chicken could do to you is outrun you, and then you have to show who's the boss on the ship, so you can take his little friends and go around and eat them in front of it, so it will know who it has to respect. But you can store the other food in your food barrels and pick up something just in case your little piggies start to get hungry and they start squealing. So just feed them, it doesn't cost you anything, just some simple bananas. And keep sailing towards your finest destination while the breeze gets in your hair. So we have arrived to the outpost at nighttime, and now we have to make our parking maneuvers, which, as you saw in the video, I am quite the best parker in the world, as you can hear from the sounds that come from the ship. I'm just scraping the whole hole below the waters, and it's nothing. It's just some noise that you can hear, but it's nothing happening. Watch out, because when you do stuff like this, when you do stunts like this, I might say, your ship will get damaged and holes will start to appear. So if you are in a yeah, that's what happens. If you are in a dire situation and you get stuck, just like I did right now, you should run below deck and start repairing it, because if somebody wants you dead, it will happen if you drive your ship like I drive mine. As you can see, it made a little hole on the back of the ship. But we don't care, because we've arrived at our destination and we can start delivering our animals to the Merchant Alliance. Pigs and animals in general have different prices. So as you saw, this pink pig sold for 600 coins, and other animals could sell for a lot more or a lot less. Usually golden animals are those who fetch the highest prices, and you can sell them for a lot of money. But as you can see, this black pig alone sold for 2600 coins, so it's like it was better than the quest we did before. The same applies to chickens. These ones sell for 800 coins, so it's pretty good. But there are some chickens that sell for thousands of coins, some snakes that sell for thousands of coins. So this was one of the coolest quests you can have, the one where you go around and fetch animals. Right now, I have to say that my time has come to an end. So as we bail water out of our ship, I guess we could end the video right here. So I hope you liked it, and I hope you find the game enjoyable. So don't be sad if you're alone, you can still travel the Sea of Thieves. As my boat takes up water, I'll see you in the next video.